Yeah, we could talk about LeBron.
We do like every episode, but still.
Yeah, but that's what people do. We talk about LeBron.
Yeah, that's fair. How do you want to structure the baseball conversation? You just want me to start talking? Or do you have do you want to
Um,
do like World Series pick?
World Series pick. I would have no idea. I wouldn't even know where to start, honestly. Um,
Talk about the Sox a little bit too.
why? Yeah, why don't you be like, all right, we're trying to get we're trying to get baseball Brad out there. Just be like trying to introduce basically like baseball for dummies a little bit.
Okay.
Could you do that? Do you know the teams well enough?
I mean, I'll just start spitting and we'll see where it takes us.
All right, sweet. Let me finish up my list and then we're good to go.
I was doing my research last night, listened to some podcasts, so I'm ready to go.
For baseball, good, 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 good. Isn't
I'm
playoff hockey
excited.
going on
I'm
right
like,
now?
playoff hockey starts late this year. It's not till like May.
Oh, because I saw an advertisement for it already. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I don't know why it's
That's
so
weird.
late, but I haven't been invested in hockey like at all this season.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard it much about it at all.
I mean, it's kind of pointless to even pay attention during the regular season.
Yeah,
Like if you know your team's gonna make the playoffs,
that's fair. Then what's the point? Yeah, if you couldn't you say that about
and
baseball though?
I don't know my team's gonna make the playoffs, and I like baseball more than hockey, so
That's fair. Yeah, with the Capitals, it's almost like you're going into the playoffs.
and I don't know anything about hockey either.
It's true.
So
It's
like
true.
watching the games is not as entertaining. I could learn, I guess, but got too much on my plate. What about the Masters? Golf?
All I know is that
Got anything there?
Woods is doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch it. I'll get into it. I can do
He's
that.
gonna get. Yeah.
Is he gonna get killed?
I mean, like, probably.
Damn. All right, I think I'm good.
All right, I'll just post on Instagram and we can.
All right. Yeah, I'm good to go. Let me get the YouTube link posted on Snap. So apparently, Chris, by the way, anyone who's there I don't think anyone's here right now, but the new logo should be coming in tonight.
Oh,
That's what I was told.
exciting.
I can remind him again later tonight, but also when we talk about the NBA, I have to talk about that Lakers show.
Okay. Don't spoil anything though.
I won't.
I don't know why I haven't started yet. I guess I just like don't thought about it.
It's so good. It's the only thing I look forward to now.
Yeah, that's depressing.
In life. In life. All right. Let's get the show on the road.
Do it.
You ready? So wait,
Ready.
what are we starting with? Oh, Final Four. My bad. All right, we're good. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys podcast. I'm your host Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host Chris Hagan.
How you guys doing?
Doing well, Chris. It's a little rainy out here in the city of dreams, but it's rainy after
The where?
the city of dreams, Columbia. Come on
Yeah.
now, yeah. You know the city of national champions.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Yeah, we'll get that out of the way. Let's just get shout out national champion Gamecock women basketball. I got a couple bones to pick with the university. I'll call them out right here. The fact that we still had class, absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. If we are trying to preach that like women's basketball is something that everyone should be celebrating, then why aren't we properly celebrating?
Yeah.
If
Oh,
we're
that's
if
true.
we're the school trying to preach that we're the women's basketball school, why aren't we treating the women's basketball team with the respect that they deserve?
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Eh.
What was the scene like after the game?
After the game, it was nuts. Actually, like there was people were just straight bolt. Like they would just get out of their dorm rooms, just start running to the fountain. Just like bolt. Like people were sprinting down. Like there was ice cream getting handed out at the fountain. That fountain was. I went in. If you saw on our TikTok, which follow the Wise Guys TikTok, we have. I saw my roommate. That was my roommate actually. Belly flopping into the fountain. I definitely stepped on something. It was very wasn't clean
In
whatsoever.
the fountain?
Yeah, it wasn't clean.
Ugh.
It wasn't good at all. But great night. They should. I think they should have even been prepared. They should have cleaned the fountain just in case. I don't know. I just feel like
Like in Philly, they grease up the poles.
exactly. If
At
I'm
USC, we clean the fountain.
in UConn right now, I felt like Monday I would have had off if I won.
I mean, they're so used to winning, they might not even celebrate anymore.
That's I don't know, but like that's their thing. They're the
Yeah,
women's like
that's
come
fair.
on, if we want to be the next women's basketball school, we gotta put our money where our mouth is. Cancel class the
Yeah.
next day.
Yeah, that's fair.
And like you go to the teachers, you go look, make it up, like figure it out. If you had like a lesson that day, figure it out. I don't know. I had a lab, so that's the only reason why I was pissed. And I had a lab right when they did their coming home speech.
Oh,
So I missed the
that's the
coming home
worst.
speech. They like my friends saw the trophy, they saw the team, got little things, and I missed it because I had class. So
that's tough. It wasn't like a skippable class either.
no, it was a lab. I was in there for 3 hours.
Mm.
Yeah, it wasn't fun at all.
That's
But
tough.
hey,
Win's a win, though.
but that's a thing we hate to see, don't you think? Preview to later our top
Ah,
five.
let's not spoil it.
I'm just saying. A little teaser for the rest of the show. But yes, champs. Love to see it. I'm glad I rooted for this team this whole time. It was deserving, as I talked about last episode. They had their ups and downs. They lost last year. They didn't have the COVID year. This was the one they needed to win. And I'm glad we have one of those coaches that will ever be cemented in women's basketball history.
They did it. They did it pretty handily too.
Yeah,
Like those games were not close.
if we want to talk
ever.
about the game, the national championship game, at one point, like midway through the third quarter, UConn was back. It was a 7-point game, and
Mhm.
I was pissed. I was like, what are we doing? Like we couldn't score a layup. And then Destiny Henderson, the Henny Queen, she dropped 20. I think she dropped like 28. It was nuts. Good game. So shout out to the women. But it is time we didn't get to talk about the whole Final Four of the men's tournament. And let's start with the funeral of Coach K.
That it couldn't have gone any better.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It was the perfect.
it was one of the best basketball games I ever watched. Games like that where you hype it up all week basically, and you're like, this is the matchup that we've been waiting for. Like, this is gonna be the best game ever. Rarely do they ever actually live up to the hype, and that one did. So no matter who won, I would have been like, you know what, what a great night.
They
But to
couldn't
have
stop
them
each
lose, yeah,
No,
no,
it
it
was
was
a
just
joke.
good basketball.
They
like,
were like two
Good
NBA teams
defense,
going at
better
each other.
offense. Just a bunch of great players on both sides. Guys laying it all. The Baycott when he hurts his ankle, and you're like, oh, that sucks. Like he's gonna be done, and then he comes back in a minute later, and like what?
It was a crazy game with and Duke had a couple other people foul out. Like we saw some foul outs. UNC had someone foul out too, right? Or was it just one guy on Duke? I don't remember.
I don't think UNC had anyone unless it was at the end, at the very end, because they literally ran the second half with the same 5 guys, aside from the 1 minute where Baycott was out. I don't know how they did that.
That's how you know it's good basketball when they're running with the
Mhm.
same people over and over again. And Baycott got 21 rebounds.
Yeah.
21 rebounds. And I love Brady Manick. Brady, when he was hitting those threes, I was like, all right, now they're really cooking. Like if he can keep hitting them, they're really going to be unstoppable. And I think the best part about this game is that the Duke guys didn't not like. It's not like they didn't have their numbers. Paolo got 20,
Hmm.
19 from Trevor Kills. I mean, anyone on Duke can pop off. So everyone had a great game, and it just was like, as you said earlier, it was just a great flowing game of basketball.
Yeah. Caleb Love played 40 minutes. Like he didn't sit at
That's
all. Neither
nuts.
did Leaky Black. And Manic played 39 minutes. So if you were wondering like why they might have looked a little gassed against Kansas, that would be why. Because they have no depth.
No, they didn't have a depth, and that was how, like, that's how the game turned out. Exactly when we talk. Now let's switch over to the national championship game. The the Jayhawks just kept like they had more bodies to throw at them. They only had one guy
Mhm.
play 40 minutes, where they had almost their they had six. Basically, they played six players. They played six
Yeah.
players in UNC after just playing a game where they just played only basically five of them.
Yeah.
It'll wear
And
you down.
yeah. And Kansas is a team where if you're worn down, like they never slow down.
Hmm.
So, and once they start picking up the pace, like we saw in the second half, it took them, I don't know, a couple minutes to erase a 15-point deficit. Because they did the
Oh
same
yeah.
thing to Nova, where they just go on stretches where they don't miss. And the pace is so good, too, that they're just running you up and down the court, and every possession they're scoring. And all of a sudden you blink, and it's a tie game again. You're like, well, we thought
And
we had the national championship won, and now
and
we
that's
got to
what
battle
happens.
for it.
That's what happens when UNC stops hitting their 3-pointers too.
Hmm.
In the second half, they couldn't get any of their 3-pointers landing. So, I mean, and at the end of the game, Kansas only had one more than they did. But it's that second half mentality that really got them. I felt like, and as we were talking about, they were gassed.
Carolina also, like, half the team was hurt.
Oh
Baycott was
yeah.
on one leg, and then he re-aggravated it at some point. Caleb Love twisted his ankle in the second half. Manic got boinked in the head twice. I don't like he was had to have been concussed. So like I don't know how they hung in there as long as they did. It was pretty impressive. Uh, but yeah, Caleb Love was awful, which sucks because he was the one who carried them there and hit the clutch shot against Duke. But like I don't know what his exact field goal percentage was, but it was bad. And then he took the three at the end of the game. He was like 2 feet behind the 3-point line with 15 seconds on the shot clock. I don't know why he took the shot, but it was tough to see a guy who is like that good throughout the tournament look so bad in the national championship. But you
I
know,
feel like
it
that happens
happens.
more. I feel like it happens more often than you think too. They keep
Hmm.
they take him the whole way there, and then by the end of it, they're either too the stage is too big for them, or they're just too gassed. They're too gassed from carrying them the past 8 or 4 rounds or whatever. The I felt like they just, as we're talking about, ran out of steam. That's all they could do. Like they got the
Hmm.
rebounds. They had the rebounds. They had the assist numbers. The defense was there too, and just until the end, couldn't get it done. The turnovers killed them.
Yep. And like I don't know. I mean, Kansas at the same time, I don't know if anyone was going to beat that team the way that they were playing, especially in the second half. They did it against Miami. Actually, against Villanova, they did it in the first half, but they were just putting together perfect halves of basketball. So I don't know how they did it, but it wasn't even the same player that was scoring for them every time. Like
No, this was
against
a
Nova,
deep
it was
team.
Baji
Hmm.
who was hitting every single three. Uh, Connor Brown had like 6 possessions in a row where he scored a layup that brought them back against Carolina. And then McCormick too. Like everyone on the floor could score. Remy Martin, like the little point guard, was hitting every three. So they like this was a year where you can confidently say like the best team won because they just look so good every game.
And it's the deepest team. That's I feel like
Hmm.
when you break down the NCAA tournament, it always comes down to who's got the deepest team. And I think Villanova would have been there if they still had their star player. If he didn't get
Hmm.
hurt, I felt like they could have had they could have matched up a little better against Kansas and maybe taken it to him. But Kansas, I think, was the deepest team. They had the most people who on their bench could score and play. So even just having the bodies to play and get that 15, get that 14 points, that's all you need when the score is like 80 to win it.
Yep. Let's go back to Coach K for a second because I feel like we didn't
No, yeah,
hammer
we didn't.
that
That's
enough.
fine. Yeah, go ahead.
It was beautiful. Like the post game press conference too. Like it was just so perfect. The interview where Tracy Wolfson was like, "I speak on behalf of everybody. I say thank you for what you've done for the game of college basketball." And Coach K said, "You're welcome." That shit, like, come on, man. But then in the post game, like, I tweeted something about because Mark Williams had the 2 free throws in like the last minute that he missed that kind of screwed him over. And Coach K in the post game, like, no one even asked him about it. He was just like, these players, like, they all played so well, and I know some of them might be thinking, if I did this or if I hit this free throw, we would have won, but that's not what it is. And then he like said it again. I was like, oh, he is so pissed at Mark Williams for missing those free throws. He has a bounty out on his head. Because it was unprovoked. He just brought up the free throws, and it was in every little interview that he did. So I don't know if it was just like a scripted thing that he had planned, or
Maybe that's all he could think about.
It was,
It's
yeah.
all. It was in his head the whole night. That's all he could think about. I would come back. I'd have to come back.
Someone said.
Someone was like.
Reporter said that there's like a decent chance Jay Williams maybe said that.
Yeah, I think it was Jay Williams who said that.
That would be so awesome.
I think it would be awesome too, just in case they lose again. Like him to just do it all over again and then they lose again.
Well, they have like 3 5-stars coming in again. Maybe 4.
If they can get a couple players to stay too.
So he might as well just come back for another year.
When you have to sit on the sideline and just get filmed, I just do it forever. I'd never stop.
Him and his little stool too. Did you notice that?
Yes, he always brings a stool out.
That was like, so strange.
And they always just show him sitting on the stool.
Yeah, he's just sitting there.
I'm gonna look up Coach K's stool.
John Shire's only 34 years old, which is also something that I didn't realize. I can't think of a major program that has a head coach that young.
Yeah, that is pretty damn young. I'm looking at photos of the Coach K stool right now. Just a bunch of pictures of him sitting on that damn. He sits on like the edge of it too, like the end of his ass cheek is on it. That's it.
So I do love him. Like I hate him, but I love having him around.
Yeah, one more year would
That's
be
why
fine.
I hope he comes back.
Yeah,
I want it to be one more year, and then one more year, and then one more year.
just keep coming.
Like because every year he's gonna have this feeling where when they get beat, he's just gonna be like, can't go out like this.
But
got
then
5 stars coming in anyway.
You keep saying that
as well.
You keep saying that, but then if they win, you're gonna be like, oh.
I know. Eventually they will. Like with the talent that they have, eventually they'll have to win. He also said that he's not planning to be involved with the program either once he retires, bullshit. Which is such a lie. That is such a lie.
His meaty claws are gonna be all over that.
Oh yeah, and people will have to listen to him too. When you have a coach that's done that much for you, like your word is law.
Oh yeah, it's Coach K, baby. Come on now. You gonna tell Coach K no? Yeah. Honestly, that's hilarious. All right, so Chris. It's coming up to the season. Tomorrow's the big day. I'm gonna wear my Red Sox jersey because baseball Brad's coming out.
It's time for baseball Brad.
You gotta break us down though. You gotta help me out. Tell me what's the landscape of the league right now.
I can show you the ropes a little bit. I think I've looked at every single power rankings that exist. I mean, the Dodgers again are the evil empire.
Okay.
They have every good player. Like there's not a hole in their lineup or in their pitching staff.
Like one of the 5 baseball players I know, Mookie Betts.
There you go.
There you go.
So again, they're the team to beat, but they're like Gonzaga. They don't win World Series. The one World Series that they have was the 60-game season, which I don't know, like the playoffs were expanded, that's what people say, but I think part of the battle is the attrition of the 162-game season. So I think there's a big asterisk on there. In the National League, the Braves obviously won the World Series. Who cares? They
They
should be
lost
pretty.
Freddie though.
They should
He's
be pretty
wait.
decent
So
again.
Freddie's on the
Freddie,
Dodgers, right?
right, correct.
Okay, I knew that.
uh, yeah. So like the rich just get richer, and the Braves traded for Matt Olson, who was gonna slide in at Freddie's spot at first. So that's not that big of a deal. Aside from the fact that they let their best player walk to win
Yeah.
the World Series, which is weird. But they were like people forget that they didn't have a good regular season last year. They took advantage of a division that was not all that good. They got in, and then like everyone just decided to start trying once they made the playoffs.
And didn't their
But
best player get hurt?
Acuna, yeah, got her halfway through the year, and they still
And they
won
still.
somehow.
So does that mean they're gonna be like? Is this like they won the offseason because Acuna got better or got healthier?
I don't know. I mean, if we're looking at teams that won the offseason, it's the Phillies.
Oh, go take it. Take the stage. Take the stage.
I mean, I was holding it for a little bit, but
So
I
you're
haven't been this
excited.
They signed Harper.
I saw you on Twitter. You said, and I quote, "This is a World Series looking roster."
I've convinced myself that it is, but everything has to go right.
Okay. What has to go right? Explain what needs to go right.
They
I'm
will.
interested.
They have to stay healthy. The lineup they're gonna hit, so that's not a worry at all. But they have to stay healthy. The pitching. I mean, the starting rotation is good. The top 5 guys are good. They have no depth at all. Like if anyone on the starting rotation gets hurt, I don't know who they're putting out there. 'Cause they have no young guys or anyone, so that could be scary. But
Wasn't that-
Nola Wheeler 1-2 is awesome. Suarez, Eflin, Gibson is like they have. I think they probably have a top 10 rotation in baseball too. The bullpen is where things get scary because
that was the issue last year, right?
and for the past
bullpen.
like 4 years. And they just do the same thing every year where they sign a couple of old guys that are like, I don't know, maybe could be good still, but do not inspire confidence. So it's another like, we'll see. Hopefully they can't be as bad. Has basically been the approach like every year for the past 3 years as well. They can't be as bad as they were last year.
That's
We'll see.
the
I mean,
Hey.
again, like we'll see.
as that sounds like the Patriots wide receiving core. It doesn't get
Mhm.
much better.
Yeah, someone will step up, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's what it always feels.
We signed a closer though, Corey Evil Knievel,
Nice.
which is an awesome nickname. But
That's freaking awesome.
the defense is like the real issue. But Billy Bean and Moneyball says that fielding doesn't matter. So if they can just score 10 runs every game, nothing will matter, and they'll make the playoffs.
All offense.
I love it.
So
Like
what's the difference with this Blue Jays team? Because my lonely Red Sox beat them last year, and they were the 1 seed, correct?
were the Blue Jays the 1 seed last year? I thought Houston was.
I could look, but I thought they were either 1 or 2.
It might have been. I don't know. I mean, they have a really young core that hasn't really seen or hadn't seen much of the playoffs going into last year, so that could be part of it. And the bullpen wasn't very good last year, which was one of the reasons why they weren't set up for success in the playoffs. They got a lot stronger in the pen this season. So, and they still have like possibly the best lineup in the league behind the Dodgers and the Phillies, of course. But yeah, I mean, that's my take on it, is that they were a young team that got their first taste of the postseason. Now, like this year, they're set up to make a real run. The problem is they play in that division,
I was
which
gonna
literally
say,
has 4 playoff teams.
I think who I was thinking about was the Rays. I must have been thinking about because it doesn't.
Yeah,
last
that's
year
right.
they only had 91 wins last year, and I think they,
Yeah, wait, Toronto didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah, I was about to
last year.
say I think they missed.
It
the
just
playoffs.
missed.
Yeah.
Um,
So I was thinking about the Rays.
Tampa,
Not the Jays. My bad.
I don't know what the deal is with Tampa, because they don't have like stars aside from Wander Franco,
Bleacher Reports
and
has
they
them at
just
8.
win every year.
Bleacher Report has them as
The best thing I read about Tampa was on the Ringer. Where I'll pull it up, but it basically said like, we don't know how this team is every year. We don't even know who's on the team this year, but they'll probably make the playoffs just because that's what they do.
That's weird. So
I
like,
don't know
how does that?
through what contrivances the Rays will win 90 some games and make the playoffs, but they will. Yeah, it's
So
true.
damn. So they're kind of like the Packers, where it's like it doesn't really matter who's on their team; they'll just win games and then not make anything in the playoffs.
Kinda. I mean, they made it to a world. They were within 2 games of a World Series.
Oh yeah, they just lost it to they lost to the Dodgers, right?
Yeah, that
Because
was
it
the
would have been
bubble year though.
it would have been the Tampa Bay Triple Crown.
Yeah, that's right. I'm trying to think of another example like that of a team that just doesn't has have good players that win. It's not very common.
No, because that's I mean normally you need good players to win.
But
That's
like when
generally
Jerry
what it
Krause
is.
said that organizations win championships, like that's what this team is. They're just a strong organization
That sounds very
somehow.
boring to be a fan of.
Well, look at their attendance numbers.
Oh, is it
Not
terrible?
good. And they're talking about moving the team to like Montreal or splitting games, which is kind of
Splitting
radical.
games.
Splitting games, yeah.
What would they be called? The Tampa Bay,
I don't know.
Montreal. That's so dumb.
TPM.
You know, it's bad when a city city like Tampa Bay can't support a team. That's an issue, don't you think?
I mean, yeah. And Florida can't at all. Like the Marlins are the same way. They both play in domes, which is lame.
Domes. Who wants to play
Yeah.
baseball in a dome?
Exactly.
Well, because it rains too
that's
much there.
lame.
That's why.
Yeah, it does.
That's the main
But
issue.
yeah, both of those teams have terrible attendance. Right. The Marlins have won 2 World Series, and the Rays make the playoffs every year, and either
And no
team
one
can draw
cares?
any attendance. No,
Oh,
no one cares at
it's
all.
like the Utah Jazz. Nobody cares at all.
Yes.
The Utah Jazz. Actually, we'll get to them later because I have a whole like I want to.
And they don't even have like, I don't know. They have Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, they
Gobert,
have like
but then, like,
superstars.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah, that's a perfect comparison.
Great. I'm glad we can figure this out. I'm really start. Once we start talking other sports, I can really get going.
Let's see. What other teams that I want to talk about? The Mets, of course. The Mets.
It's all about the Mets, baby.
It's another year where the Mets have spent money in the offseason. They did
go
the same
Mets.
thing last offseason, and they think that they're saved. Something will go wrong. It already has because DeGrom's hurt. He's their best. He's literally the best pitcher in baseball. He's already hurt. The season hasn't started yet, so I'm not too worried about the Mets right now. Hopefully that doesn't come back and bite me, but something will go wrong.
You know, it's all about the Mets, baby. New Year, yeah. It's gonna. It sounds like you're talking about the Knicks right now. Same. I mean, they. I feel like them and the Mets always have the same. They always end up the same way. They're good.
It is. It's always there's always disappointment.
Yep.
And there's little flashes here and there.
Oh, there's a couple good players. Like you got the couple years of the good players, and then nothing.
Yep.
It's nothing.
Let's see.
What about the
What else
Brewers? Anything about the Brewers?
Brewers have really good pitching and they can't hit.
Don't they have
So-
the guy who, pardon my take,
Hader?
wants to go in the
Oh,
Grand Slam?
Yelich.
Yelich, yeah.
Yelich, yeah, but he hasn't been the same since he won an MVP. So they desperately need him to return to that form. I don't know how easy it is. I mean, Harper did it. Harper had a couple down years and then snapped back into it and won another MVP, so it's possible. But yeah, it's been 2 years where he's been mediocre at best. So they need him desperately because they literally have no one good in their lineup right now. And when they played the Braves in the playoffs last year, I think I read it was 6 runs in 4 games that they scored.
Yeesh.
So like the pitching's there, but you need a little bit of help.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. They'll win their division for sure, but they need some sort of help in the lineup.
Got it. So I had this power ranking. I was looking at the Brewers and then the Sox, then the Phillies. So give me something about the Sox. I saw
Sox
Story. I saw Story. Then Renfro's gone, right?
Renfro's gone. He is in Milwaukee now, actually.
Yeah, because we got
Yeah.
Jackie Bradley Jr. back.
Right, you got Bradley back.
Go Cox.
I think Jackie Bradley would be awesome on the Phillies,
Go
but
Cox.
oh I don't know. The Sox are weird. It's like they have studs. They're kind of like the Phillies, where like you got Bogarts, Devers, Story, Martinez. Like they're gonna hit Verdugo. They're gonna score runs. I don't know if they have any starting pitching though. Like you have Evaldi is your one. Nick Pivetta, former Philly, he stinks. I don't know. Like who else do you got? I don't know what their
I don't
bullpen looks
know.
like,
I have no idea.
but Alex Cora wins games as a manager.
That's what
So,
I mean, considering he got caught for cheating, fired, and is so good that we were like, we're willing to hire you back after your
yeah, we
suspension.
don't care.
Yeah.
That's why I root against them because I think it's stupid that
I think it's pretty sleazy
it
too.
still has it.
Well,
It
I'll
is
tell you one thing.
sleazy.
The one thing I know about the Red Sox is that their company, the Fenway company, who owns
Mhm.
them, also owns they own like Arsenal, some soccer team, and they're trying to buy an NBA team. They want Vegas, so
Oh, okay.
they're not spending money on the bullpen. They just don't. They're kind of
They
punting.
just spend
on
money
stuff.
on Trevor Story though.
I guess they have enough, but they're That's all I know. That's all I know financially, because it's all about the owners' their salary cap. So it's
Right.
all about what the owners
Yeah.
want to spend. And you know what's funny? I think they're linked to LeBron somehow.
Interesting.
I know LeBron is some partial owner of the Sox.
But, like of the
Yeah, of the Sox. He's like a minority owner of
Interesting.
them.
wait, so like if they bought a Vegas team and LeBron played for them, he would be like a player owner. Is that even allowed?
I don't know. I don't know. Why
Sound
wouldn't
like
it be
it would be
allowed?
allowed.
Like you just pay your own paychecks.
I don't know. I
You just
guess.
pay your own pay- And he's already the owner anyways. He's already the GM. He's already making the moves.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess there's no incentive to like throw the game or anything because then you lose money.
Yeah.
So
There's nothing
yeah,
against it.
I don't. That would be quite the situation.
All right.
But yeah, I mean they made the playoffs last year. We'll probably make it again this year. I just don't.
They
trust
almost
them
made the
to
World
make a
Series.
real-
Don't say, oh, they made the playoffs. They almost made the World Series.
All right, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't trust them to make a deep postseason run.
Again.
How about that?
Let's say again, though.
I mean, they won one playoff series
That's all it takes. It's
to
two.
get to the.
They were in the East Finals, weren't
I guess they won the wild card game.
Oh, okay. I don't.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
beat the poopy Yankees.
No, yeah, I remember that.
So I think the AL East.
Oh yeah, give me some on the Yankees real quick before we go. They gotta know about the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean the Yankees they got issues. They're actually kind of similar to the Red Sox, except for they have Garrett Cole. But like they're gonna hit, but they probably won't play very good defense. Their bullpen is pretty good. Starting pitching is gonna be the problem, and you don't win in the playoffs without good starting pitching. So
All right, cool. That's talking baseball. I love to see it. All right, let's talk some NBA then. Like we already started talking about LeBron and all that. So Chris, you said you had something to say about LeBron.
I just thought it was funny how last night, like they would miss the playoffs if what was it? The Spurs had to beat the Nuggets.
And they
And then
had
if
to
they
lose.
lost to the Suns, then they missed the playoffs, and LeBron just conveniently decided not to play in that game.
His ankle was hurt. Come on, his ankle was hurt.
Just in case, like, I mean, I know what goes through his head, which is like, if they lose this game and we miss the playoffs, it's because of them, not me.
No, that's exactly what
They
said.
clinched
If he
losing
plays,
the playoff or missing the playoffs.
if he
I
plays,
wasn't a part of that.
he gets blamed.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to get blamed. And I
Yeah.
guess I guess
And
I
what
get it.
happened? He got absolutely boat raced.
Yeah, they got
Which would have
destroyed.
happened anyway.
And
but
not only
he
did they get
wasn't on the
boat
team.
raced, LeBron left during the fourth quarter. He just left. He went home.
He was also wearing sunglasses during the game.
He always, whenever like he's incognito LeBron. It's hilarious. I think LeBron is just become. This is what I'm worried with Tom Brady. I'm worried that he's getting there too. LeBron, he's become
Mhm.
such an image of LeBron that he's played exactly into the trope that everyone like makes fun of him for.
Yeah.
Everything he does is exactly what we all expect him to do.
Yeah, I think you're right about Tom. I think he's becoming the same thing.
It's getting closer and closer, and I'm definitely getting worried for him. But yeah, he's becoming this trope where it's becoming a repeatable thing that he does all the time, and it's how he is. It's how he is. I don't think he's gonna change, but he wants that scoring title, so he'll play.
Yeah.
So their next schedule, the schedule is let me look at exactly what their schedule is, but they have one game left against OKC. Where OKC, I don't know if you've seen.
I would love for OKC to beat them with that lineup.
Have you seen the lineup they've been throwing
I've
out
seen
there?
the lineup.
The lineup they've been throwing out
I know
there.
Roby.
Roby is the only person. So they got Golden State, Oklahoma City, and then Denver. I bet he only plays against Oklahoma City. Because he's gonna try to score like 100. No one can guard him on that team because no one even knows who the other players are. Like if you look at the Lakers roster,
Where did these guys come from?
well, I think Aaron Wiggins. That's your boy.
Oh, I know Aaron Wiggins.
Aaron Wiggins is on the Thunder. I don't think he's.
But he didn't start the other night when he
No.
did the one night where they were like making fun of the lineup. I was like, come on, Wiggins is in there. Last night he wasn't on there, so I was like, look at him.
I have no idea who these guys are. I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know what country they're coming from. What G League team. I don't even know how they exist. They could be
They
random
played the
players.
Blazers the other night, and out of the 10 guys that were starting, I like recognized one name. I was like, I've heard that name before. I couldn't tell you anything about him, but
Couldn't tell you what he's good at.
it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Yeah, name
Oh,
off
this one's
some players. I know Roby, and I think Poku. I don't think Poku even starts. Poku is just like I don't know how he's even.
All right, this site's a little outdated, but March 20th. That's not that long ago. Trey Mann, Aaron Wiggins,
I know Trey Mann.
Darius Bazley, Alexis Edge, Pokusevsky.
Oh, that's Poku. It's Poku.
Okay, and then
So
Isaiah Roby.
That one I know a little bit more players on that one. I
Where was
recognize
the
some
one-
of those names.
Let's
The
go
one
to
like
Twitter.
from like yesterday, like the one from like 2 days ago. That is really the one you got to be looking at. So LeBron is gonna go and try to score 100 that game and try to win the scoring title because that's all he cares about. All he can do left is go, hey Michael Jordan, at least I got a scoring title at 37, even though my team won 31 games.
And missed the playoffs
And
with
missed
two
the
other
playoffs.
All-Stars.
Yep.
All right. This is from last night. Roby, Jalen Horde. You know him?
Nope.
Vit Krejci? Yeah, Krejci. That's a hockey name.
Okay.
David Krejci. Giorgio something. And then Xavier Simpson.
Got
I
nothing.
mean, are we sure that these are NBA players?
Are we sure? Is this legal? Is this like
They
is
won.
This, I know they beat the Pacers or the Trailblazers who are doing the same goddamn thing.
Ugh.
The
Yeah, it's
they are like this has got to be on some sort of FBI watch list of what they're doing to these poor guys. They must be like I don't know where they're finding these guys. Like on the street, they're just seeing some guy like kick a rock. They're like, oh, you look pretty athletic. Can you dribble a basketball?
guy walking home from the Y dribbling a basketball. And they're like, hey, buddy,
Hey.
got an open spot tonight.
Yeah. Oh, and it's think about it. It's just like locals in Oklahoma City. So just like some random guy walks out. He's like, hey, you want to play the game tonight?
Yeah, like
about-
Krejci can't go tonight. We need
Yeah.
a small forward.
Shea Gilgeous, his toes hurting. We need someone else to go out for him.
Oh man.
But good
I
for
don't
these
know
guys.
how.
These guys are getting
Yeah,
whatever.
honestly, it's pretty cool. Like, in 20 years, I doubt these guys will have amounted to real NBA careers, so they'll probably be doing something else.
They'll be like, hey, remember
But
when I
they can
played
always
for
say,
OKC?
look at that, I started in an NBA game.
And that their team won. Team won.
Yeah, and we won a game. I scored points.
I did something. That's pretty epic. It's a pretty epic story to come against. So the playoffs are coming, and I don't know. Did I talk about? We talked about the Jazz earlier because when we were talking about the forgettable teams.
A little bit, yeah.
Have I talked about the Jazz before as like with the whole sense of whether they're the 1 seed or the 15th seed? Not a soul cares.
Yeah. Oh, we've definitely covered
All
that.
right. I just wanted to, because now they're like the sixth seed, and they might even make the play-in, and all these teams that are might make the play-in, like the San Antonio Spurs or the Spurs. I know that they're about to make the play-in. I know about the Grizzlies and the not the Grizzlies, but the Timberwolves. I know about all these other crappy teams, but we don't even talk about Utah when they're crappy. It's not like no one's like, oh, Utah might make the play-in. It's like, all right, no one cares.
Yeah. Why would we?
No, no one cares. This has to be like when you look at Danny Ainge is now their GM, he's gonna realize that Donovan Mitchell is gonna want out,
Yeah.
and I think he's gonna trade. Like
Sure
he would be the type of guy to trade him. And if I'm them, I try to get rid of Gobert first, see what I can get for him. But if I can't get anything back for Gobert, I gotta get out of Mitchell before he starts demanding it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, there's one of those teams where it's like it feels like they'll probably never win the finals ever.
Not with this roster at least. And I guess we did talk about this earlier because we were talking about even back in like the '90s and stuff with Jordan. Still couldn't win, and no one cared. No one cared.
The only reason they were a little bit relevant is because they were playing Michael Jordan.
Yeah, and they lost to Jordan. That's why they're relevant. That's why people remember them because they lost to Jordan. So, I was gonna transition, Chris, to speaking of remembering and back in the past, the Showtime Lakers. It's a show you gotta watch. So, Winning Time on HBO. It's putting structure into my life. Where now it's like I have a TV show that I want to watch on that time every week.
That's what Euphoria did.
This is male euphoria, Chris. it is.
You can't make the comparison if you've never seen it.
All right. But it's like, it has everything. It's got Magic Johnson. He steals the screen. The actor in who plays him is such a great, talented kid, and the guy who plays Jerry Buss is super talented. I mean, it's the stepbrother. It's John C. Reilly.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, he's Jerry Buss. And I mean, for the kids at home, it's very adult. A lot of, I'm sure, just like in Euphoria, there's a lot of scenes that you don't want to watch with your parents, but
sexy time.
The sexy time scenes, but it's a great story. The characters are all really likable. They're doing a kind of like a unique twist on it. Like, of course, not everything's gonna be 100% accurate. Like, they have some stretches of what they need to do with the characters, but it makes it so it's not as like they make it for TV. It's not like a documentary. It's an actual recreation of what would happen.
Gotcha.
And I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, I've been meaning to watch it, and I just haven't.
Well, now it's a perfect time to get into it because next up is going to be, I think, episode 5 or 6. We're finally going to get into some basketball. We just, at the tail end of this last episode, we finally got some season games that they started playing. And what was cool
how many episodes are in the first season? 8?
I don't know. I'm assuming there's going to be, like, nowadays, I feel like shows kind of do, like, the 8 route instead of back in the day, they used to do, like, 20. But
especially HBO.
Yeah, they normally do, like, the hour-long shows, 8 episodes, which I kind of wish they'd give us more at a time because, I want to watch more. But I like having a weekly show is way better than having all of it binged out.
Is your whole apartment in on it too?
No, it's just me.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say that's fun when everybody's in on the weekly show.
No, I'm aware. We have. I mean, some of the fraternity brothers are in on it, so it's all that all comes in on like after the national championship game. It was like we got in the fountain. Everyone assumed school was gonna be off, so we just all kind of stayed up, and we were like, all right, it's showtime. It's winning time. It's winning time, actually. Yeah. So last episode, it was cool. It was all about Kareem, and all about like his journey from like why he's changed to Islam. I think he's Muslim, and it's but yeah, he changed his name, all that stuff. So it was cool to learn about all that too.
Interesting.
Yeah, good show. So that's something something just like we talked about last week, something we love to see. So let's turn this around, put on a little frowny face, and talk about something we hate to see. And Chris, I got last week, so you go first.
All right. Once I came up with this one. It was an easy number one. We hate to see it when someone drops their phone and the screen's cracked. It's just a moment where everyone's like, "Oh, like sorry, man."
It's all
And just and every time it happens, the phone goes down and the person just looks not at the phone right away, looks at everyone else, and it's just like, please don't let it be cracked.
yeah.
And then you pick it up and you're like, "Ah," and everyone's like, "Ah, no."
I got it.
Bummer.
Any sort of phone incident, and the worst is like, I don't know. The worst is when you're in, like, all of a sudden, like, you bump into him and he drops it, or like you're messing with him, you slap his phone and then he drops it and you're like, oh,
Yeah, I just like,
or so like, and then with any phone, like losing any phone, I'm gonna broaden this a little bit. When my buddy Ethan Valsich, who's been on the pod before, we talked about him in the draft. He might come around again. He took his phone on the Batwing of. Yep, see, you hate to see it. You already know where it's going.
Oh.
The Batwing at Six Flags. He comes out, he does the old, oh no, and that you just hate to see. You just can't have
to
it.
see that, and you know it's gone.
Oh, he knew it. He knew
Like,
immediately.
you don't even bother looking.
The
Water incidents also.
oh
Someone
yeah.
slips into the hot tub with their phone and does the little pat, and they're like,
Yeah, they're like, oh,
And
my
still in the
phone's in my
pocket.
pocket. Yep. Yeah, they jump in the pool, or someone someone pushes them in the pool, and you're like, oh no, they might have. And then that even like nowadays, people have vapes on them. They got car keys. I mean, it could be bad if that happens.
Yeah, jumping in a pool is now a dangerous game.
It is dangerous. It's not as safe anymore.
I mean, if you're not a moron, like it's really not that hard.
Yeah, just don't
but
hang around the pool with your phone in your pocket.
Yeah,
But
still happens.
all right, my number one. Injuries close to playoffs. Any sport. Really, just like, especially like I'm experiencing it right now. Robert Williams is down. I was just like, well, there goes our chances of the title. I was like, title chances, put them up in flames. It's over now. Yep. And you hope.
Sometimes it works out though. Like we were just talking about the Braves.
Yeah.
Acuna tears his ACL. You hate to see that.
That's true.
Then
they make the run anyways.
Win the World Series.
The worst is when you're like, you keep reading the Twitter reports. You're like, oh, he could come back round 2. Like if they beat round 1, they could come back round 2.
Yep.
So hate to see it, because then it's just that's all you can think about. Every time you lose a playoff game, every time you win one, you're like, oh.
Something you love to see though is if he does come back round 2, and you can just keep saying, "Get him back round 2."
Oh, and then
all we gotta do is win this one.
And then it comes with the hope of, and you also have the excuse. Well, he wasn't 100%.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, he wasn't 100%. If he was 100%, we would have won that game.
Yep. So it is at least a good excuse machine.
Yeah. There's always a spin cycle to it.
All right, my number 2, kind of similar to my first one, but it's when someone spills either a full drink or a plate.
Oh, I had that on my list.
And it's happened to me before at a basketball game. I went up and I got a drink and I came back down, and without even taking a sip, I don't know what happened, but boom, drink hits the ground. And so many people just turned and were just like, ah. I was like, ah.
You
and
hate to see when other people do it.
Throws off the vibe for everyone.
Yeah. Because then all of a sudden you're the guy who's
production to clean it up.
Yeah. And you're the guy who spilled it. If you're the guy
you're like,
I'm so sorry. Let me help.
I'm such an idiot.
Yeah, let me help.
I hate myself.
It's the spilling is. I had spilling a drink, but spilling anything is awful, especially.
And it's not even that funny either. No. Like maybe for a second it's like, I spilled it, and then it's like you think about how much work goes into cleaning it up, and like
I was
it stains, and it's just a pain.
I was sitting on Xbox playing Halo, whatever. I had a barbecue sauce that I just ate chicken nuggets with, or chicken tenders with. I was like, damn! Slammed. The plate was on the table, and I did the fumble. The fumble was there. And the sauce went all over my fingers. It was on the floor. It was awful. I was like, this is a mess that I cannot deal with right now.
I also grew up in a household where the rents were not very happy when things were spilled, particularly my father. It was his like one thing I guess like everyone in life gets one thing that they can be super angry about, like kind of irrationally. His was spilling. I don't know what it was, but when you spilled a drink, it just sent him to another planet of anger.
Dude, the worst is the spill and the stain.
Yeah.
Spill it like on a couch or like a shirt, or
Mhm.
the especially pants by the like especially like a drink, like a water. You know what I'm talking?
Dude, I did that a couple weeks ago, and do you know how many people came up to me and said, "I heard you piss yourself"?
Oh
It was awful. It was on our
no!
Snap story and everything. I had people the next day be like, "I heard you piss yourself." I was like,
Oh,
"I didn't piss myself."
that is
And it
brutal.
wasn't even. I don't even remember how it spilled on me. So it wasn't even me just like spilling a drink.
That's awful.
It was just all of a sudden I was like, ah, great. Here we go.
That's awful.
It ruined.
All right.
That's another thing you hate to see is
Another thing you hate to see.
wet
Spilling
pants.
Wet pants. Any sort of wet pants, you hate to see
Yeah.
it. My number
Actually,
two.
yourself would also be up there, I guess.
Oh, actually, and seeing that I've seen someone piss themselves. Seeing someone piss themselves, you feel bad. You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
And there's nothing you can do.
No, there's nothing you can do. And that number two, I mean, when you piss your pants, like if you, I've not, I mean, I've not, but you hate to see it when other people do. I'm taking that. I'm taking that.
You're taking
my
it?
number two.
Okay.
It's worth it. Seeing someone pee on the couch twice and then in the closet is just is down bad as someone could possibly get. So
Not quite. Pooping yourself would be worse. Pooping yourself is a whole nother like stratosphere away.
What about peeing on someone else? That is a bad one too. There was an event incident. Things got out of hand. Things got out of hand. It was piss on other people. That's all I gotta say. That's all I'm gonna share. But
I don't think that I've seen somebody like I don't think I've watched somebody piss themselves. I've seen the aftermath of people pissing themselves though.
that's fair.
I've not seen poop.
I have not seen poop either. I hope to stay away from poop.
I've heard that it's happened.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
But if you're wondering what's more down bad than pissing yourself, pooping
It's pooping.
yourself,
It's
so much worse.
It's pooping.
Because you like cannot come back from that.
No, if you poop your pants, like you might as well-
Pissing, like I knew people that piss themselves all the time.
It's bodily function.
Yeah.
I mean, pooping.
Pooping yourself is not normal. Not
But
normal at all.
I'm also in the same boat as like I have to force myself to piss my pants.
Mhm.
There should be no reason at any point in your life where that should not
No,
be
it
a
doesn't just
forceful
start
event. That should not, no. Unless you are 80 years old, that does not just start flowing. This has become a really stinky list. Jesus. Jeez.
All right.
Let's move on.
So that's your number two.
Yeah, number three. Go to.
Okay. I'm not gonna use pooping yourself. All right. Things we hate to see when the exam or due date is much closer than you anticipated, and that throws off your whole week.
Either much closer than you anticipated, or this is it luckily barely happens, but it was yesterday.
It's happened before, or like you get to class and the professor starts talking about the assignment that was due before class, and you just sit there like,
You said that was
What?
due yesterday? Before class? That's definitely the worst.
that's a bad one.
And that can get tricky with the 11:59 and the 12 o'clock. Like sometimes it's that day, but it's 11:59, and it can throw everything off.
But back to the original of date being closer than you think it is. That's a rough one because you've been like you have this whole mental schedule. I don't really keep a schedule. Like I don't write a lot of stuff down. It's more so just in my head. So I already have like everything not laid out, but I have an idea of what I have to do. So if I find out that something's like a week before I thought it was, it throws everything off.
No,
everything goes haywire.
It ruins your whole week.
Mhm.
all of a sudden you're throwing this assignment now has to be done later, and then this assignment has to be
Mhm.
focused on, and whatever you're doing right now, like if it's due, within 2 days or the next day, and you thought it was later that week, you're just throwing everything to the wall. You're saying I got to work
Mhm.
on this now. That always ruins sports too.
Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden
True.
it's like, well, I'm not watching anything now.
Mhm.
It's a damn shame.
Tough feeling.
Hate to
You
see
hate to
it.
see it.
Hate to see it. Number 3, when you're on Tinder and you got like the mystery girl that like comes up.
Mhm.
It was just like you get the mystery girl and you're just not interested. Like, alright, this is not. It's not interested. I'm sorry. It had to be said. It had to be said. You hate to see it.
That was a good pick.
Thank you. You hate to see it, right? You hate to see
Do
it.
hate to see it because there's so much like intrigue there.
Yeah, you're like, and it's like it's a free match. You're just like, all right,
Yeah,
I
right.
got the free match right there.
Like it's in the bag.
Free match.
Don't have to sweat it at all.
Yeah.
And then just like, oh.
Nah, whatever. And it's like,
Waste.
and most of the time it's like, nah, whatever. Like whatever. He comes up with like a whole like production, like this little animation and everything, and it flips around. You're like, yeah,
Here you go.
It's like, yeah,
That is a big, yeah, that's a hate to see.
hate to see it.
All right, number 4, when you get a great idea to like go out or do something, and then somebody has other plans, but the other plans are like way less exciting. I like say you're hanging out and you're like, oh, like let's go out tonight, and everyone's like, yeah. Like, John Boy, you want to come out with us? Like, nah, I gotta go like some raffle thing.
Yeah, I gotta do some like I gotta do yeah. It's like I gotta do some club meeting or something, and you're like, man.
Yeah, it's like, wow, that sounds like way less fun than what we're gonna do. Hate to see it.
No, that's a great point. Whenever everyone can't come, that's always the worst. It's like, man,
Mhm.
not everyone can make it. That's a shame.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's like that. The one person, you're like, all right, now I'd love to see it. Like, go ahead.
You're like, oh no, he's not free. Damn. Our night just got so much worse.
Where this is mean. We're doing mean. This is mean.
This is mean, yeah.
This is mean.
No names have been used.
No, there's no need to be mean. No. There's no need to be mean. There's no need to be names. And I'm just saying in general, like with the Tinder pic. That was kind of
Yeah, that
kinda
was a
mean.
little.
That was a little mean. All right. Anyways, great pick. Another great pick. My number 4, right?
Mhm.
Technical issues.
Yeah.
The worst is when we're finished an hour and 30-minute podcast, and
Yep.
then it can't be uploaded for whatever reason. It's gotta be the worst.
It's happened
more than you
it
think.
should. It hasn't happened a lot, but definitely more than you would think.
And it's
It
for whatever
is-
reason.
Yeah.
Whatever
it
reason,
just sucks
Chris
the soul
sounds
out
like
of you.
Chris sounds like a chipmunk. I'm way too loud. I'm way too quiet. The music's way too loud. It's just whatever
Or
happens.
it just disappears.
Yeah, that's always the best. The best. And then you're emailing support, and they're like, I don't know what to tell you.
They're like, "What's your account information?" And we go,
That's so back in
Our
the
email is K68M412.
yes, back in the day before now we're on thankfully RSS.com. Back in the day when we were just trying to get anything that would upload our podcast to the internet. To the internet is all we needed. And we would use so many of those 10-minute emails to make free accounts. We'd do it like it'd be like we'd have 2 episodes a week. What? We'd do it like then every 2 weeks we'd make like an account.
I thought it was a monthly trial.
Oh, it was a month trial. So every
Only
month
we'd have to
month
generate
we-
a fake
yes.
email to sign up for a free trial.
It's hilarious. Missed the.
I love
missed
how we couldn't just like come up with the emails. We had to use a generator. So then we were truly lost.
Yeah, because if we ever need to email them, they're like, "What's your email?" We're like, we don't have it anymore. It doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
we don't know.
It existed for 10
You had
minutes.
to email them from an email that wasn't your account email. They were probably like, "What is this guy? Like, what's his deal?"
They were probably like, "Man, he's making a monthly email account every month." They probably knew.
Yeah.
But yes, technical issues.
All right. Yeah. Technical difficulties
Always
are.
the worst.
You'd see them. All right. My last pick. just go with your rival winning anything in any sport of any significance. Mainly like at the championship level. It's terrible.
Yep. Yep. That's definitely rough. The like I gotta make. I'm glad that I entered USC as Clemson was falling. I would be so aggravated if they were like winning the national title.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to sleep
That's
at night. the rage would fuel me. Just fuel me through all the nights. No, but I hate to see.
The last MLB playoffs took a lot out of me.
I could tell you're still
It really squashed my enthusiasm for baseball for a while.
Hey, you sound no. You sound excited this year. Keep that
I'm back
energy.
now.
Yeah, keep that energy
But
up.
for a while, I was like, all right, this sucks.
Luckily, they had the lockout. Luckily, they saved you with the lockout. But
yeah, the lockout made me realize that I didn't want to.
Yeah, that you needed baseball.
So
yes, exactly.
now I'm all the way back.
All right, I have when someone's got a hickey. Yeah.
Yep.
I hate to see it. Just like
someone has to always call it out too.
He's got a hickey. Hey, he's got a hickey.
Or no, I feel like usually it's more subtle than that. It's like, yeah, a fun night last night.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's like,
yeah, I did. But it's like not even a brag at that point. It's like,
no, because then it normally follows whenever someone asks like, is that a hickey? It normally follows with the sentence, yeah, she attacked me, bro. That's normally the sentence that comes after it. No matter how big or small the hickey, that's normally the sentence. So it's never like you walked in like, yeah, I got a hickey. It's like, nah, it's like you just want to wear
maybe
a
in like
sweatshirt.
7th grade.
Yeah, or in
like,
high school.
Yeah.
But
now it's just
it's like, all right, dude, grow up. It's like, what are you back in middle school? Come on now.
That was a value pick.
Thank you.
That was at 5.
That was a good one.
Icky at 5 is right. That was a good pick.
Honestly, I had it as honorable mention at first. You took the spillage, and I got rid of one of them. So it crept its way on top. All right, I think that does it. Any honorable mentions that you had?
I only have 2 this time. Usually I have 10, but a torn ACL or Achilles or any
of the
injury.
season ending.
Yeah,
injuries.
any season-ending injury, especially if it's a young guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, ruins everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then when somebody trips and falls, and it's funny, but it's just like, God damn.
No,
that's more of like an ironic. You hate to see it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
someone trips, you're like, you hate to see it, but
yeah,
you love to see it.
You turn to your friend next to you and you go, man, hate to see it. Then you just keep walking.
Yep.
Then you just keep walking.
Yep. Skinning your knee though is an actual hate to see.
Skinning
my knee
skinning the knee's bad.
Anyone.
Skinning the knee's bad. I have one, and it's just being left unread. It's always hate to see it.
You hate to see that.
What I just came up with though, when you were talking about the tripping, is, man, what did I just had it. It just lost my mind.
Seriously?
Just like that. It was on the tip of my tongue.
You were just like mid-sentence.
I was mid-sentence. It disappeared. I swear to God. All right, maybe I'll think about it later. I got nothing. All right.
Another one when the ladies don't show up. Maybe you're having a little pregame or something, and then they bail. Hate to see that.
Yeah, you definitely do hate to see that. That's not fun. But I think that does it. You hate to see the end of the top 5. Hate to see the end of the top 5. All right, college corner. Hit me with it. What do you got?
Our women's basketball program is falling apart. I had like 3 players transfer.
They're probably all going to South Carolina.
Our best 2 players.
Probably all going to South Carolina.
The thing that really sucks is that Angel Reese is the sister of Julian Reese, who is like our best young player on the men's team right now.
Oh no!
And she's in the portal now.
Oh,
so I'm just terrified that now because the whole offseason they've been saying like, oh well, Julian won't transfer because his sister goes here, and like their mom loves going to games and like not having to drive to 2 places. I saw her name go in the portal and I was like,
You're you're scared about your men's basketball team as well.
Yeah. But even if that doesn't happen, still, there's clearly something wrong with our women's team, and I don't know what it is. They underachieved this year, and now there's a mass exodus from the
Well, and they
program.
didn't make the. They were 1 seed last year, weren't they? Or two?
One or two.
And they lost in the Elite Eight. I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
2 disappointing seasons will do it.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
Don
we'll see.
Staley's calling, there's always there's always someone that wants to come back. It's funny, like
Suppose so.
I think like this day, like literally yesterday, as they were like presenting their thing, like afterwards they tweeted out like, oh yeah, by the way, we just got another 5-star. Oh no, it was Tuesday. They tweeted out the next day. They're like, by the way, like, we just got another one. It's nuts. We're turning into a machine. The women's basketball machine.
Yep.
So I already did my college corner. I did it at the
Yep.
beginning. So again, congrats to the girls. And yeah, I think that does it though, right?
Yep.
We got nothing else. All right,
Yeah, nothing.
check out the TikTok, check out the Instagram, check out the Twitter. We're posting stuff more and more on that. We also, for anyone who's listening right now, I'll let everyone know that we're getting new shirts soon. The new logo, we don't know what it looks like yet, but it's coming out soon, and everyone who's listening right now will know. They'll know to wait for new merch. But remember, that's on Teespring. That'll be announced whenever it's announced. We'll see everybody Friday. For
Go
Christmas.
Phils.
What are we doing for Friday? Oh, we're gonna talk about opening day. Anything else? I mean, maybe a movie.
We'll see.
We could do.
A little sneaky movie.